Hello everybody, this is Milesluigi bringing you another Digressing Mario Kart 8. I have some guests today.
Higsby, everyone.
And Milesluigi again, hello.
Alright, so we're going to continue on from our last discussion, and we're also going to bring in a new topic, specifically acceleration tiers. I'm going to go ahead and show off each acceleration tier in the game. My goal here isn't to prove the existence of acceleration tiers. Matter of fact, I will link a video that does prove their existence in the video description below. But rather a discussion about them specifically. But first, let's take a look at all of them, shall we? 3, 2, 1, play. So in this test, I have every single acceleration tier representative here. I tried to get everyone on a bike, but it didn't quite work out.
Nice, nice.
There we go. Let's take an...
I kind of thought maybe the Yoshi would reach the edge first.
Yeah, there is some influence in top speed in this test that I invariably can't avoid, but if you take a look at this initial zoom off the start line, this section right here, this gives you a good idea about what the difference is between each acceleration tier is. And the idea is, hey, you actually get up to speed much quicker with Baby Mario on this little eeny-weeny Yoshi bike as you do as Bowser, heck, Metal Mario, and this stupid ATV setup that I've made.
Metal Mario will hit the wall sometime next year.
Okay, but the discussion I wanted to bring here is, yes, the acceleration tiers do exist in the game. The first thing I wanted to talk about is how this does affect how your current kart build goes. I want everyone in their mind, or however, take a look at your kart build and see exactly how it fits in line with acceleration tiers. If you didn't watch the video down below, the way it works is basically only the whole number increment of your acceleration tier or acceleration actually matters. So for example, right now I have 3 acceleration with Luigi in the setup. I'm exactly at 3. I'm in that middle acceleration. If I had 2.75, the 0.75 doesn't mean a damn thing.
It's that damn step function in math.
I have 2 acceleration, as compared to, for example, if I had 3.75 acceleration, the 0.75 there doesn't matter a damn, and I have the exact same acceleration as 3 right here. This becomes important in specifically creating a kart build or something like that in regards to, usually, if you take a look at your current kart build, maybe there's something you could do to it to get it either in a slightly better acceleration tier or make more out of the kart build. I have a perfect example with my own build here with the sport bike. I currently have the Super Glider equipped with this build, which is how I'm exactly at 3 acceleration instead of the Paraglider or whatever's. The gliders themselves actually give you either 0.25 acceleration or 0 acceleration, and if that 0.25 acceleration makes a difference, woohoo, but in my case it doesn't, and the Super Gliders have ever so slightly an advantage in terms of airspeed. It's really minor, but I have absolutely nothing to lose by using the Super Glider, so hence why I use it.
Except 0.25 mini turbo, but that's also very minor.
I never really noticed a difference in mini turbo personally. But the idea is, and this is something that I actually wanted to, I guess, explain upon in a previous video, but it never crossed my mind to actually do, to let you guys know. If you're playing online, probably the best thing you can do for yourself is to get a good kart build, bike build, whatever, that is comfortable to you, that works best for you. You know, we talk about max speed, acceleration, all these little stats. Get something that works well for you. And in that process of getting something that works well for you, make something that also makes statistical sense, too.
Don't waste more than 0.5 acceleration. Yeah, if it wastes 0.25, it's not the biggest deal, but...
Yeah, if you have a build that's at that 0.5 or 0.75 acceleration, it's not like super detrimental, but you are kind of wasting a stat, so you kind of want to see, okay, maybe if I change my tire, or if I change this or that, what else can I make out of it? That's the point I'm trying to get at there. I remember why I included that race. It was because on the first lap, I thought I hit you with the shell wall, Yoshi, but I actually didn't. You just kept flying forward, and it's like, lag.
Imperfect netcode.
Imperfect netcode. But yeah, the main thing you need to know about acceleration is it doesn't work in increments, and I want to say every other stat in this game does actually work by increments.
I believe so. I think that's been tested. You can definitely feel it in handling and traction. And I think speed's been tested, and then weight. I don't know if anyone's ever bothered to test that. Not that weight is useless, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, when you bump into people, weight does matter, obviously. That's where its primary use is, but at the same time, if there's a heavyweight that's just standstill and a lightweight that runs into them with a mushroom, usually a lightweight actually pushes the heavyweight out of the way, despite the fact that that actually doesn't make much sense.
I think the collisions are based more on your momentum in this game than before. So if you get to a standstill because you got hit by something, and then someone mushrooms right into you, and you're on the edge, you'll probably fall off. Even if it's Baby Peach hitting Wario. That's basically what I've experienced.
Okay. Here we are finding ourselves at, wow, look at all this stuff coming down Toad's Turnpike. I like this race just because it kind of exemplifies the general strategy you should have playing online. That very first lap, you noticed I took a longer path on the wall, because that path is longer, but I took it because no one else took it, and it gave me a really nice chance to collect some coins. Coins in this game, if you didn't already know, very, very slightly influences your top speed. It's a very small thing, but it's definitely noticeable, especially like if you look at time trials online, you'll notice their first lap on every single time trial, they're getting up to 10 coins. And then they race the race like as smoothly as possible. So obviously, first lap, you shouldn't like go out of your way to get coins, but if they are there, pick them up because they will help you along the way. And actually, that's all there really is to it, and that's why I like this race, because it's like, hey, I kind of took a longer path on the first lap, but look at me, I'm just kind of cruising in front, leading in first here, and JD Easter, oh, I missed him with the banana. He's slowly catching up to me because his setup's a little faster than mine, but...
Too late.
Too late. Nice try. The only problem with finishing as first is now you have to wait for everyone else to finish.
Oh, what a pity. Such a horrible consequence of coming in first.
Alright, since I haven't showed it off yet, and I like the two races that came before and after, I actually wanted to show the interlude when you are actually online for people who haven't played online before. You have a choice of 3 tracks and random, and the game chooses which 3 tracks you can choose from. And it shows all the little memes down below, and you can actually send messages to everyone else, and the message selection stinks.
It does.
You can say
you
like,
have to actually pick a track to say goodbye before you leave.
You actually have to pick a track to say, let's wait for more people.
Yeah, that's true. That also doesn't make sense, does it?
And it doesn't make sense because there's a countdown where eventually the race just starts, and it's like, why is this message even here? And the only like anger message you have in the entire selection, oh, nice going me. The only anger selection is like not fair.
Not fair.
So when people spam it, are we supposed to assume they're saying fuck all over and over?
Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to expect.
That's exactly what you're doing. You made a big, long comment in the Let's Digressing Mario Kart while Yoshi, so I figured now's a good time to
I don't even have that open.
Oh gosh, you were talking about
yes,
how Thunder
I'll
is weird
see
in
if
this
I can
game.
get it open.
Alright,
But in the meantime, I guess I'll also say the biggest problem with the acceleration tiers in this game is that the big bulk of the characters are stuck in the 2s, and only a few are barely in the 3s. So, and the way the part stats work, you end up, the heavyweights are able to get more speed at better acceleration a lot of the time, which just is kind of backwards.
I find it ironic that all the baby characters can end up with 2 acceleration. It just doesn't seem right to me. They shouldn't be able to get that low of acceleration.
Right.
They just shouldn't be able to do that, but it's like, oh hey, you actually can, depending on your setup.
Okay.
While you're looking that up, one thing I wanted to comment about Grumble Volcano, this track is way more treacherous than Bowser's Castle. Holy moly.
I love this track, although I know that you don't like it.
It's a fun track, but you mentioned that I didn't like it. It's not so much that I don't like it, it's a hard track to race, and I find myself don't usually perform all that well on it because of that. There's lots of opportunities to go off-road. It's very windy and it goes all over the place, and I guess that's theoretically good for a bike, but I'm not that great at that track.
I think your tight drifting doesn't work so well with it. I think there's a lot of the turns aren't too sharp.
Alright, here's my big comment. Just about lightning. I think they just are trying to avoid people timing their lightning in most effective positions. And I understand that, but it's still annoying people can get in the middle. Because quite often people it's an instant win button. Even though it's super rare, it really should be an instant win button for one item.
I can't even look down at the map without crashing, so I have no idea where people are when I use the light.
Yeah, I've set up my gamepad right in front of me, and I use
See,
the
that's
Wii
cool.
nunchuck. And I think you
Oh,
really
that's-
have to kind of do something like that.
Yeah.
If you really want to pay attention to who has a red shell or triple red shell behind you and plan.
Yeah, I
Really
can
play.
see that would be really, really good. I guess I just... I guess I'm not that devoted.
In my case, I usually play with a pro controller, but I have my gamepad sitting on my desk so I can look down over it. It would probably behoove me a little bit better to set it up a little bit to where I could see it a little bit more easily, just because
And
knowing
the actual map will show you a boost shell if it's coming, as well as bullet bills.
Yes,
So
it will. Yes, it will.
even though it's not very detailed, it does have some critical details.
And you'd think with that kind of display that there'd be more blue shell psychology in this game, but there isn't, which surprises me. Blue shell psychology was like the meta game in Mario Kart 7, in my personal opinion.
I've done it a couple times. I've slowed down just in time, but it's much rarer for whatever reason.
Also, look what track you got.
Cloud Top Cruise, isn't this like your favorite track, Kixie?
Also known as the one that we never got after like 30 races that other night.
And what track did we always get?
I forget.
Royal Raceway.
Oh,
Royal
yes,
Raceway. Which I like Royal Raceway, but I see it pop up way too darn much online, and I'm like, come on game, I want to like this track. You're giving it to me too much. You're like spoiling me. It's like candy to a baby.
There's also that Super Nintendo one too, which it's okay, but it's not my favorite. Or not the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy Advance one.
The Game Boy Advance one, that one's pretty good. I like that one.
So my other big comment in here was, when doing multiple races online and with a bunch of skilled people, a lot of time the race is decided in the first item box. Since the first item box is usually crap, it's whoever manages to get unlucky and get green shelled or runs into a banana being dragged. And that's where a lot of the frustrations come in with skilled players. They feel like they're just losing by luck. So that's just going back to how normal items aren't the most effective thing.
I believe you also commented that skilled players just want to front run the entire race.
Yeah, because if everyone starts getting hit by their own bananas and shells at the start, whoever escapes from that at the beginning can often get away with everything. So there's races with no lightning and no blue shells, so there's nothing that can really stop them.
Fair point, yeah.
So that definitely found if I'd start in the top 3 and I'd race well, I'd probably end up back in the top 3 for a while.
Alright. Now, fun fact here, there's a lightning that happened here, and I'm like, oh gosh, I want to keep my first. And I was like, oh, I'm taking the short... Oh, I made the shortcut. Yes! Looking back at that, I probably didn't need to do that. I was far enough in first, but I was just like, oh god, I don't want to go my first. And I didn't look behind me, and I'm just like, I'm just going to take the shortcut. And I just barely made it.
Build enough speed, just barely.
Don't try that at home, kids, unless you need it to win a race.
And the last thing I said was just lag, but we all know usual lag issues.
Usual lag. So I have a special treat for everyone. We're not just going to get Luigi Death Stares of the Week. We're going to get Luigi Banana Snipes of the Year.
Yes!
Ready for this one?
Well, one snipe.
Enjoy. There we go. Join me next time for some more shenanigans. Thank you again, Higsby, and thank you again, Mayoshi.
Of course.
See you all next time.